Hi class, this is Dr. Eisman. I am your system director for your first course in medical school, Human Blueprint. I am also the TBL director for the Department of Medical Education. In this short video, I'd like it to take the opportunity to walk you through aspects of TBL, that is team-based learning, and talk about how you should prepare for your upcoming first TBL for medical school. As a reminder, at any time, please consult the online modules I have created and loaded into the TBL folder. And you can find these in Blackboard in your course for Blueprint, and they're on the left-hand side in the menu. And these will go over various details of TBL, including grading, as well as peer review. Okay, so first off, what exactly is TBL? So it stands for team-based learning, and it is a method that transitions students like you to active learning. It drives engagement, it ensures readiness, and it helps students to deepen their learning under facilitator guidance. The team skills that you're going to be learning in TBL throughout your medical school career, this can be applied to your clinical practice for collaborating to solve real-life messy problems that really don't have one absolutely correct solution. TBL is going to contrast from the traditional model of classroom learning you may be familiar with, and that is those that use class time to impart knowledge through lectures. Rather, TBL is going to encourage mastery of content before the class session, and then it's going to facilitate active learning through the application of content in the classroom. TBL classes, they get really noisy, pretty rowdy, because students are grappling with material in their teams, and there's often a lot of very lively discussions. Okay, so in this sample timeline of a TBL, let's start with pre-work and the IRAT. And so pre-work is just that. It's going to be content assigned to you to master prior to the in-class session. This is going to be content perhaps from a prior session in the week, assigned reading, or an online module that a facilitator created for you. The IRAT is an individual readiness assurance test. This is a short 10-question multiple choice quiz. It's going to check your readiness for the in-class application phase later in the week. This is what we call a flex assessment. You take it prior to class, you take it remotely at your own discretion, however, within an assigned flex window. We use Exemplify to facilitate this quiz. Once the IRAT is completed, we're going to move on to the GRAT and the in-class phases. So the GRAT, or the Group Readiness Assurance Test phase, is another 10 or greater multiple question quiz, and this is going to be taken in class with your TBL team. There's going to be a lot of discussion and consensus building here within the team as answers are arrived upon for the various questions. Then we move on in class to the appeals, and this is an opportunity to appeal one question that your team may have marked incorrectly on the GRAT. Appeals, they follow a specific format, they're submitted in class, and importantly, they're only granted on a per-team basis, not for the entire class. Once we're done with these segments, the hour is going to round out with a facilitator-led discussion. And discussion points that are hit upon in this session are based upon the identification of any conceptual issues that may have been uncovered in the class GRAT and in response to GRAT question discussion request forms that you submit in class. Now, in-class application or casework phase. This is where we talk about cases, clinical vignettes, clinical cases. The team discussion here is often pretty rigorous, pretty loud, pretty rowdy, and all of the team members are expected to participate in this segment. And importantly, the clinical vignettes that we go through in this segment are what we would call messy. There may be more than one answer, and we're going to have simultaneous report outs of our answers in class, and teams are going to be called upon to defend your answers or to inform the class of any alternate theories you may have. Again, this is your in-class session. Finally, out of class, there's going to be a peer review segment. And this is done once per thread, giving you the opportunity to experience peer review and to experience writing constructive criticism for your teammates. And if you want more information on this, there's a module in the TBL folder on Blackboard. Okay, so this particular TBL is a little bit different. First, the IRAT and the GRAT are going to be the same assessment, and they're going to be taken in class. And secondly, the application for this TBL is also a little bit different. You and your group are going to have several weeks outside of class to collectively develop a reflective writing submission. And this is going to be the only part of this TBL that carries a small grade, which will be rolled into your professionalism grade in the Thread 1 grade. So there's no peer review segment for this TBL. It is a chance for you to acquaint yourself with your team and to experience a TBL in a low pressure environment. So finally, how on earth do you prepare for a TBL? Simple. Go to Blackboard, find the Human Blueprint course, locate the TBL rosters in the TBL folder on the left-hand menu. Then ring up your teammates, introduce yourself, tell a funny joke, or a story about yourself. You're going to be working with these fine folks for the next 18 months, so it's good to introduce yourself and get chatting. Then, if you or your teammates are still unsure of your footing with TBL, review the documents housed in the Blueprint course folder on Blackboard. Again, these are all in the TBL folder on the left-hand side of the menu. I have created a bunch of modules for you that are only about 10 minutes each that will acquaint you with the TBL process. Finally, review the learning objectives and the pre-work in the TBL Public Health module on the Blackboard course site. Be certain to do this prior to class, as the IRAT and the GRAT are based upon elements found in this document. Your best preparation is done here so you can participate and be an active member in this TBL. With that, that is it, and I'm very excited to see you in class for our very first TBL in a couple of days. Thanks, and have a great day.